What is going on, community? What is going on, people of Earth? Welcome back to the Flash by Night channel. Welcome back to Transformers Tuesday, and welcome back to Shattered Glass Season. Today, we're going to catch up with Transformers Shattered Glass 2, issue number 2. And yes, we will get the fight we've all been waiting for, but spoiler alert, Soundwave is the least of Blaster's problems. So in issue number 1, we found out two things. A, Ultra Magnus is a psychopath, and B, Ultra Magnus has taken the territory from Orion Pax. So how do we follow up on issue number 2? We don't actually follow up with Ultra Magnus. We follow up with Blaster. Technically, we're following up with Blaster and his boys as they scavenge through what I assume used to be Goldbug's territory, which has now been taken over by the Decepticons. When they are confronted by Optimus and Slicer, who both work for Ultra Magnus, and as you can see, Optimus is immediately ultra aggressive towards Blaster. We're starting to find out that more people were in Ultra Magnus's network and part of Ultra Magnus trying to make this play for Cybertron himself. And the reason that Optimus is extra aggressive towards Blaster is because Blaster failed in his mission in part 1 to take out Starscream and or Megatron before Goldbug had to do it. And when I say extra aggressive, I mean he was going to kill Blaster until Slicer reminded him that Ultra Magnus had an assignment for all three of them. You see, Ultra Magnus wanted them to go down and infiltrate this new Decepticon stronghold. In particular, he wanted them to find Soundwave and A, retrieve all of the communication that Soundwave has had with other Decepticons, and B, kill Soundwave. One problem Blaster has is he is a showman at heart. And so on the way in, he sees Megatron and Jetfire, and he feels the need to use this subsonic irritation he has to make them fight each other, open up old wounds between the two, and cause a distraction, and also just be a menace. This little flair for the dramatic slows him down just a little bit and brings him in direct conflict with Shockwave, and they have the fight we've all been waiting for. Shockwave also seems kind of a non-combative, so he puts up a little bit of a fight, but in the end, Blaster has him in a position to take him out. But it is time to go, says Optimus and Slicer, and so Blaster has to spare Soundwave for the good of the mission. He's supposed to rendezvous with his boys or his tapes outside of the city, but he gets caught in a little bit of a jam. But Blaster's really resourceful and uses some of his techniques to get out of there and get back to the rendezvous point. But when they get back to the rendezvous point, he is again met by Slicer and Optimus, and Optimus again is very aggressive, and it is not going to turn out very well for Blaster. When Blaster asked where his boys are, as you can see, they're already covered up. Optimus attacks Blaster, and he basically tells him that this is strike 2 and 3. He's failed part of his mission again, and Ultra Magnus doesn't accept failure. If you've ever heard the saying, life flashing before your eyes, that's actually what we get here. We get a quick origin for Blaster, showing us that Blaster, not unlike Starscream, didn't start out wanting to be an Autobot, didn't start out wanting to be part of this war, but he had some misfortune fall on him and his boys, and through some fault of his own and some not his own, he ended up having to join the Autobot cause in order to support him and his boys and not let them down. And what happens after your life flashes before your eyes? His head is violently taken by Rodimus, and Rodimus drags the rest of Blaster and his boys off. No emotion whatsoever. I assume he is just as psycho as Ultra Magnus. And Slicer, who was Blaster's saving grace the first time, is left with Blaster's head and all the communication that Ultra Magnus will need for the next part of his plan. And that was Shattered Glass 2, issue number 2. And you know what? I didn't know I was getting an intro to why people join street gangs, but I think we just got one. And also, the Wreckers, namely Rodimus, are really earning their name. This is a great issue, and I'm looking forward to getting to issue number 3 because I really want to know what Ultra Magnus and his Wreckers have in store for the rest of Cybertron. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you saw something you liked. If you did enjoy yourself, go ahead, hit that like button. And if you want to keep up with me, catching up with the Transformers, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Of course, feel free to leave comments. And as we always do at this time, love yourself, love others, and I will be back in a flash.